Now we go on to our Education Award. And that goes to Joan Williams. Learn to fly. In more ways than one, this was the theme of Joan Williams' life. Joan left us in July of this year, but her legacy to aviation in the field of education lives on. A born innovator, visionary, role model, and mentor, Joan always had a plan for the future. At 33 years old, her plan included flying. She not only became a professional pilot with a Canadian commercial pilot license, a multi-engine rating, and a Class 1 flight instructor rating, Joan also earned an honors BA in philosophy and English, a Master of Arts in philosophy, and a Master's of Social Work from the University of Toronto. Joan applied these achievements to the field of aviation over the next 30 years. In 1983, Joan became Director of Business Development and Contract Sales for Toronto Airways, one of the largest flight schools in Canada, streamlining professional pilot programs and creating marketing and career guidance materials. She served as flight training manager for 10 years, responsible for a staff of over 40. She also became manager of flight operations and chief flying instructor. And for 15 years, she served as a pilot examiner, the designated flight test examiner for Transport Canada. Now, Joan was always a doer. She became chair of the board of directors at Ottawa Aviation Services. She was on the ATAC, the Air Transport Association of Canada, board of directors, and was a flight training committee chair. Her desire to contribute to the next generation of professional pilots led to her participation on the Multi-Crew Pilot License Advisory Board with Transport Canada, on the Seneca College Flight Technology Advisory Board, on the Seneca College Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council Advisory Board, on the International Association of Flight Training Professionals Steering Committee, and as a member of the Royal Aeronautical Society. Finally, she was a principal of Oasis Consulting Services, which, since 1978, offered contributions for studies and management resources and techniques and curriculum to teach safety management to commercial pilot students. Whew, a lot of work. Joan was also an integral part of the approved training organization development team with Ottawa Aviation Services as it worked towards developing a Transport Canada approved flight training ATO. In her many roles at ATAC, Joan Williams chaired the ATAC Simulator Working Group in its infancy while being an active member of committees, developing a competency-based training standards for commercial pilots. Joan produced an ATAC e-catalog listing professional pilot training programs across Canada and co-authored a handbook entitled Pilot Careers in Canada. In 2015, for her outstanding contributions to the aviation industry, Joan Williams was a recipient of the prestigious ATAC Lifetime Achievement Award. All of this, and Joan, an educator who must have learned a lot herself growing up in a family of 9 siblings, was also a devoted mother to sons Andrew and Patrick, and a much-loved and appreciated grandmother, aunt, sister, and friend. Building for the future of aviation requires great vision and a passion to inspire those who are to follow. Learn to fly. Joan Williams, the posthumous recipient of our Education Award. And we were all very saddened to learn of Joan's passing earlier this year. Her son, Andrew Williams, is proud to accept the trophy on her behalf. And presenting the Education Award is Piyush Gandhi. Joan and Piyush met over 25 years ago. Joan hired Piyush as a flight instructor for Toronto Airways at Buttonville Airport, and from there they continued a long professional relationship. Joan was an inspiring mentor for Piyush and also one of his greatest cheerleaders as his career progressed. They also worked together on the Seneca College Advisory Board and ATAC committees. Joan was thrilled to hear that Piyush was going to present this award to her in person. Through happy tears, she said, "Okay, I promise to keep fighting, damn it," in the steadfast way we all know Joan to be. Ladies and gentlemen, a very wonderful presentation tonight.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Andrew. I'm very, quite frankly, overwhelmed tonight in walking in here earlier and with the room empty and just sort of meandering around a bit. I was struck by the gravity of the importance of this evening. Recently at my mom's celebration of life, what I did, one of the last things I said and the words that I gave that night was that I spoke about some of Mom's achievements, and I said to the people in the room, if you know a young person in your life, especially a young woman, then please recount the words that I've said tonight, which you've heard just now, and hopefully you will inspire that young woman. And here I am in a room of her colleagues and friends, and what I said that night is coming home to me in a way that I could never have imagined until I'm here now. Words like mentor, fairness, doer. He stole my. It's enormously pleasing for me to be here to accept this award on her behalf. She was extremely, extremely pleased to know that she was going to receive it, and I could not be more honored to be here for her. I also want to thank Cedric Piard from Ottawa Aviation Services for having me and my family here tonight. My uncle Miller and his wife Sue and my cousin Stephanie and her husband Frank are here, and it's very nice to know that that people in this room loved her and appreciated the things that she did for aviation, and in particular for women in aviation. So thank you very, very much. It's an unbelievable honor to be standing here with you tonight.